Hi everybody, it's Big V, and today we're talking teams, and today we're talking specifically about how can I grow my real estate team faster. I'm going to go back all the way back to high school. I remember being a high school senior at Brighton High School, the class of 1982. Does that tell you how old I am? And I remember being in the Deca Club and winning the Happenings Book Sales Contest. Now, I know that doesn't seem like a big deal, but for me, it was a big deal because I got a ticket to go to the University of Utah to see the great Zig Ziglar. I saw Zig Ziglar and Tom Hopkins and Dr. Schuler, and it's what made me want to be a motivational speaker. And I remember Tom Hopkins talking about tie downs and teaching you to ask questions in a way that got a yes response. I remember Dr. Schuler talking about his vision to build the glass church you could see all the way to the heavens. And then the most memorable of all was Zig Ziglar. Zig Ziglar talked about how you got to have a goal and you got to break it down to a monthly, weekly, daily basis, and you got to break it down. And only if you break it down can you be a meaningful specific. And I remember the audience erupting when he asked the question, "What do you want to be?" Zig said, "A wandering generality or a meaningful specific?" Man, I wish I had a Southern accent. Well, Zig Ziglar said that with so much charisma and so much love and so much genuine care for the audience. The audience erupted. And I remember sitting there as a senior in high school saying, I want to be a meaningful specific. Well, Zig Ziglar in that same talk talked about a story of how he loved his granny. And he used to go over to Granny's house, and Granny would make these biscuits. And he'd walk in the house, and they'd smell so good. And it was the oven heating up, and the biscuits were rising, getting ready to be cooked. And Zig said, I went to my Granny. I said, Granny, I want to cook those biscuits. And Granny said, Zig, you can't cook them yet. He said, oh, Granny, but I'm so hungry. I just want to put them in the oven. And Granny says, you got to wait. They're fixing to rise. And Zig quietly went in the kitchen, and without telling Granny, he put those biscuits in the oven. And they smelled good. They smelled just like Granny's biscuits. And when they got done, she turned them over on the counter and they dropped out these hard little hockey pucks. And he said, Granny, these don't look like your biscuits. What's the problem? And she said, Ziggy, they got cooked into squat, fixing to rise. I think oftentimes we want to grow our business faster. And the reason we don't is because we're getting ready to do something great. We're not taking any action and we're not moving forward. And what's happening is they keep turning up the oven and we're going to end up getting cooked into squat, fixing to rise. I'm going to go back to scroll number 9 of my favorite book of all times, Og Mandino's Greatest Salesman in the World. And I want to talk about the value of action. In scroll number 9, he begins this phrase by saying simply this. He says, my dreams are worthless, my plans are dust, my goals are impossible. Well, that doesn't sound very motivational. And then he finishes by saying, all are of no value unless followed by action. Oh, I love that. Action. He says, action is the food and drink which will nourish my success. I will act now. My procrastination, which has held me back, was born of fear. And now I recognize this secret mine from the depths of all courageous hearts. Now I know that to conquer fear, I must always act without hesitation. And the flutters in my heart will vanish. Now I know that only action reduces the lion of terror to an ant of equanimity. I will act when? Yeah, you can say it out loud. I will act now. That's the whole key. He says, I will act now. Now is all I have. I will act now. Henceforth, I will repeat these words time and time and time again, each day, every day, until the words become such a habit as my breathing and the blinking of my eyelids. With these words, I can condition my mind to perform every necessary act for my success. With these words, I can condition my mind to meet every challenge which the failure avoids. I will act when? I will act now. I want you to think about the things that you have in your business, in your life, where you want to grow your team faster, but you're hesitating and procrastinating until something is perfect. You're waiting until greatness comes to you. Greatness isn't going to come. You have to go get it. You have to take action, and you have to be the one that makes the decision to go. He says, only action determines my value in the marketplace. And to increase or multiply my value, I must multiply my actions. And then he gives you the roadmap on how to do it. Are you ready for this? He says, I will walk where the failure fails to walk. I will work when the failure seeks rest. I will talk when the failure remains silent. I will call on 10 who can buy my goods, while the failure makes grand plans to call on one. getting cooked into squat. I will say it is done before the failure says it is too late. I will act now, for now is all I have. Tomorrow is the day reserved for the labor of the lazy, and I am not lazy. Tomorrow is the day when the good become evil, and I am not evil. Tomorrow is the day when the failure will succeed, and I am not a failure. So let's really get into it for just a minute and talk about how it is we can grow our real estate business faster. It all starts with what? Action. So what are the things that you need to focus on to create action that will grow your business? Greatness is a principle that if you focus on the right things becomes predictable. So daily success habits, my perfect week, top 50, inspecting what you expect. Decide on the things you're going to do, then do it. I'm going to prospect for an hour every day. I'm going to look for recruiting every single day. I'm going to spend an hour looking for new agents to join my team. And then think about the action that you take in general greetings or in general conversations. How many of you wish that your friends would use you to do real estate, or that people you know well, that when they go out and buy or sell a house with someone else, it causes you all kinds of stress? Well, whose fault is it? Let me give you a simple action that will change the way people respond to you simply by changing the way you answer this one question. Are you ready for the one question? The question is, so how you doing? The way you answer that matters. In an upcoming video, I'm going to tell you specifically how to answer that question in a way that will give you a real estate conversation every single time. But you have to be ready with your elevator pitch. A good client of ours, her name is Christy Buck, lives in Pearland, Texas, in Friendswood area. And I met Christy when she was selling enough house to make about $250,000 a year. In the last couple of years, she's earned over $3 million in commission. And it's really been interesting to watch her growth as a leader. On a recent coach training call, Christy was talking about opening your mouth and taking action where others are quiet. She walked into a Range Rover dealership and was looking at a brand new car. And she found the one on the showroom floor. It was beautiful on the exterior. The interior smelled unbelievable with this brand new leather. It were the colors that she really wanted and the style that really attracted her. And she sat in the car and she felt like she could feel herself driving down the road. And then as she went and took the test drive and got it done, and they were sitting down in the negotiation, she was getting ready to sign and she said, wait, if I purchase this car from you, I just need a referral of someone who will buy a home from me. The salesperson looked at her like, what are you talking about? You want me to give you a referral for buying a car? And she looked him straight in the eye and she said, not just one. I want one from you. I want one from the manager. And I want from the F&I guy. And then what happened as a result of that is the number of referrals that started coming in from the dealership were astronomical. She became a client because she asked for the business. And when she asked for the business, it came back. It happened to her again when she was at the hospital. She's at the hospital and caring for somebody. And the nurse, the doctor, and everybody she came in contact with just asked for real estate. She says, how can I help you? And you can help me by letting me know if you know someone that wants to buy or sell a house. By taking action and opening your mouth, what happened is greatness became predictable. You want to go from 250 to 550 to 1.1 million to 2.1 million to 3.1 million. The difference is you have to take action. You can no longer sit by and wait for somebody to come to you. You want to grow your business, you want to grow your team, you have to act now. I'm going to finish this with Og Mandino's greatest scroll. What I'm going to ask you to do is, as Christy came into coaching, she learned that greatness was predictable, and as she followed the workman way of doing things, she was able to not only grow, but double every year until she got to a place where she knew she had the business that she wanted. And now she focuses on building wealth and changing the lives of the people on her team. She's a great example of what it means to develop and become a great leader. I'm going to give you the opportunity to meet with one of our coaches by scheduling a free coaching consultation. If you click at the link below, you can talk to any of our business consultants. They'll really want to know about who you are, where your business is, and where you'd like to go. And then after that conversation, we can determine whether or not we're a good fit. I hope you'll find that taking action and investing in your own business and getting a coach that can change your life will make all the difference in the world. If this is you, schedule a consult. Og Mandino says, I will act now. When the lion is hungry, he eats. When the eagle is thirsty, she drinks. Lest they act, both will perish. I hunger for success, and I thirst for happiness and peace of mind. Lest I act, I will perish in a life of failure and misery and sleepless nights. I will command, and I will obey my own command. I will act now. Success will not wait. If I delay, she will become betrothed to another and lost to me forever. This is the time. This is the place. This is the video. That is the consult. Schedule it now, act now, and let's take your business to the next stratosphere.